Into the southeast, no rains, except if you move back into Oklahoma and Texas, up into around Memphis and Tennessee, but much of the southeast, Mississippi, Louisiana, back into the Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa. Just a beautiful, hot, sultry, summer-like day. Here's that front producing all that heavy rains, flooding rains, all the way from Kansas through Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, into West Virginia. But that big blue H, high pressure, that's going to clear things out temporarily in northern Illinois. Area of low pressure, look very carefully underneath that red L, you see some white stuff. That's the heavy snow falling in parts of the Colorado mountains, where up to 6 inches of the white stuff could fall. Possibility for severe thunderstorms again. It exists all the way from Dallas up to Charleston and West Virginia. Strong thunderstorms possible from around Pueblo, Colorado to Salt Lake City. Maybe even New York City will see a strong thunderstorm before the day is over. Again, here's the picture of where the watches are occurring at this hour. Severe thunderstorm outlook for tomorrow, Thursday, Houston, New Orleans, Memphis, maybe Nashville, and up to Pittsburgh and Newark. You could have some severe weather before tomorrow is over. By the rest of this afternoon, we're going to put the maps into motion right now and show you how things will move by tomorrow morning. Rain starts to clear out of New York, but then again moves back in, not only into New York, but into Chicago by tomorrow afternoon. But again, say goodbye to this system as we get in towards the weekend. 4 inches or more of rain occurring in areas that have already had floods, areas that don't need the rain. Sorry to say, rain is going to continue to occur for at least, looks like, the next 18 to 24 hours. Just came out of the machine here for Muskogee County and Wagner counties of east central parts of Oklahoma. If you look very carefully, you can see where those thunderstorms are now moving through eastern Oklahoma. Also an area of dry weather moving back through Texas, and along that dry line, heavy thunderstorms, possibly producing tornadoes, could occur around the Dallas area as we get into the rest of this afternoon. And the heavy rains just south of St. Louis right now, but St. Louis, you're not out of the woods yet. More rains will occur as another bit of energy starts to spin out of the Rockies, moves through the mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley into the northeast for tomorrow. And again, we'll be back with your weekend outlook in detail.
Well, it has been quite a week as far as severe weather goes. Just like last week, we've had a number of reports of large hail, gusty winds, heavy downpours of rain. Flooding is a bigger problem this week than it was last week. Look at all the severe reports we had yesterday and last night. Tornadoes all over the place, and hail and wind damage all over the place as well. Today already we have had reports of tornadoes in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, and some hail all the way into Kansas and parts of Missouri. Baseball-sized hail, I'm told, in parts of Kansas. So it is a rough night. Still looking at the potential for more strong to intense thunderstorms. Everywhere we have the darker orange shading here. That includes parts of Texas, Arkansas, into Kentucky, and Ohio and West Virginia. Basically the same area we were watching last night, unfortunately. Look at all these tornado watches in effect through tonight. And we also have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect. You think that's a lot? Look at this. We have a number of flash flood watches in effect from Kansas into Missouri and Kentucky and on east from there. And there's a good reason for all these flash flood watches. We've had a ton of rain in many locations. Rising waters along the Mississippi River have residents of Cape Girardeau making good use of their flood wall. It hasn't rained that much in the city, but floodwaters have fed down from upstream. The Mississippi stands at 38.1 feet currently, and that is 6 feet over flood stage. Look at some of the rainfall totals ending at about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Over 5 inches of rain for St. Louis. Some locations have seen even more than that. Over 4 for Evansville, and close to 6 in Topeka, Kansas. I should say close to 3 in Topeka, Kansas. So it has been a nightmare as far as the heavy downpours go, and we've got more on the way. Here's the setup. Here's our low kicking out of the southwest. We've got a lot of heat and a lot of moisture building in out of the Gulf of Mexico. The end result, severe weather and heavy downpours. Let's look at our satellite view in motion, and you can see how we have some rain occurring across parts of Colorado and the bulk of the action going on right about here. And that's the area we're going to be watching all night tonight, with the heavy downpours and possibly intense lightning, large hail, and gusty winds, not to mention the potential for tornadoes. Possible tornado in Oklahoma just a few minutes ago. And we have some nasty weather brewing on down towards the Big D and Springfield, Missouri. As we head a little farther north, you can see that near Wichita and Russell, Kansas, and Joplin, Missouri, and Columbia, these are places that the ground is already so saturated there's nowhere for the water to go. But indeed, we're seeing more in the way of rain. So unfortunately, it is just a nightmare out there tonight along I-70. Just not a pretty sight. St. Louis getting hammered again. You're getting clobbered in Evansville. Lexington, don't forget you're in a severe thunderstorm watch tonight. And we have a line of stronger storms just outside of D.C. and Baltimore and Philadelphia. New York City clearing out. A lot of rain moving on through Providence and Boston right now. Well, we had heat in the east, especially to the south of that front. Macon, Georgia, 96 in Jacksonville, and I'll tell you what, it felt a lot hotter than 90 in Atlanta today because it was so humid. 99 in Lakeland, and folks in Florida are saying, wait a minute, it shouldn't be this hot so early.